Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks bringing you your daily Tesla report for Thursday, October 5th, 2023. Before we jump into the charts, as usual, just want to encourage you to please click like if you haven't already. Subscribe to the Wicked Stocks YouTube channel. Please share the content with friends and colleagues, and check out wickedstocks.com, where we offer a full suite of both daily and weekly analytical videos, just like the daily Tesla report, daily analysis in the SPY and the Triple Q, that is the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 ETFs, weekly analysis in the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, the long bond ETF, that is the TLT, as well as 2 individual stock picks a week that you never see on YouTube that cater to the 3 to 5 week swing trader out to the 3 to 5 month near-term investor, always looking for 20% moves or more on those stock picks. This week, we've already put out one on McDonald's. Last week, NVIDIA, AMD. You can check it all out, including our impending stock pick that'll likely come out on Thursday for free. We offer a 5-day free trial up front. So you can sign up for wickedstocks.com, check out everything for 5 days. And if you don't like what you see, you can bow out at no cost to you whatsoever. So check out wickedstocks.com. Let's jump into the charts, start with the big picture, work our way into the day itself. Just a reminder that several months ago, while we were testing this channel top at 321.93, which held for all intents and purposes, no weekly settlement above it, we continued holding it. And once we were testing it, I'd mentioned how for the following month or two, you should allow for the channel bottom. And that did happen within 6 weeks. We tested that about 6 or 7 weeks ago, rallied, tested it again last week. This week it's at 237.66. This is long-term support, above which 290.09, a likely 3 to 5 week objective, 340.08 in reach over the next 3 to 5 months. If over the coming weeks we close above 290.09 at the end of a week, we could within 3 to 5 weeks reach 340.08, which once tested again can contain buying on a monthly, possibly quarterly basis. It is really all systems go to the upside above 237.66. But if we were to close tomorrow, the week itself, and I don't see that happening based on what played out on Wednesday, but if we did close the week below 237.66, it does need to be by a 1% margin, this red line of 235.28. If that did occur, we have a meaningful sell signal through the rest of October. The following 3 to 5 weeks then in reach of this convergent 190s, 193.68 to 194.59. But we're not there yet. I'm not going to spend any time there. But if it did happen, this is an area that could also contain selling through the rest of the year. We could come off of it nicely, and if settled below, would present a pretty bearish Q1, Q2 dynamic as we move into next year. No sense in going there just right now. On the daily chart, we do have, I don't actually see it today. I'll just stay with this chart. Holding above 237.66, will keep 290.09 in reach over the next 3 to 5 weeks. And I've been mentioning how if we were to close above these descending channel top speed line combination that today is at 253.03 to 42, we should see within as little as 2 to 3 weeks the 292.38 channel top. 292.38 on the daily chart to what we find on the weekly chart at 290.09. So we can just call it a low 290s target that I think is realistic now over the next 2 to 3 weeks above 253.42. So this gets to the day itself, 253.03 to 253.42. If tested, able to contain selling through next week, above which a 3 to 5 day target at 272.04, a 2 to 3 week target at 292.38. You can position yourself accordingly. There was a buy opportunity obviously last week when we tested the 237.66 channel bottom, and that at the time I was mentioning how the 290s would be in reach within 3 to 5 weeks. So if you're already long and have been long, say 290 or 300 out of the money calls for the last week or so, bravo. If you bought more following Wednesday settlement above the 253.42 area, that is still a good play. And in fact, I think we can have an accelerated move now into the low 290s over the next 2 to 3 weeks. For the day itself to the upside, 264.64, simple 1 week channel top, can contain intraday buying pressures. We can top out here for a good part of the day, and from here ease back into the 253 handle on an intraday basis. If we push through or perhaps open above 264.64, we should within the day test this simple trend line at 272.04, which I think just might contain daily buying pressures. And but not much more than that. I'm not a big trend line fan. Once in a while they contain weekly, monthly highs, but I think this one, while it can contain daily buying pressures, just know that merely closing above 264.64 should add buying pressures as we move into next week. We're already in that mode where buying pressures can build following Wednesday's settlement above the 253.42 combination descending channel top and 2/3 speed line. So pushing or opening above 64.64 indicates 72.04 within the day where we can place a daily high. And if we close today above 272.04, which would be a rally similar in scope to what we saw on Wednesday, we should or could, within as little as 2 to 3 days, or by the end of next week anyway, reach this targeted 292.38 formation where profits can be taken. If you got long recently over the last week, as we were dipping into long-term support, this is an area to take profits if your time horizon is 2 to 3 weeks, 3 to 5 weeks, because that is the play. At the 292.38 formation, which once again on the weekly chart is at 290.09, we could top out here into November and fall off again back to channel support at 237.66 within several weeks of doing so. We could trade inside this band well in a November trade. And once again, if we were to close above 290.09, that sets up to 340.08 and rising weekly within probably as little as 3 to 5 more weeks, where we could top out through the rest of the year and fall off over the following month or two back to 237.66 channel support. That is the channel dynamic. Let's talk downside today. I don't want to miss that. I've already mentioned how we've got 253.03 to 253.42 as our base of support. I will mention that there is, and I'm looking for it right now. You can see it here. This is kind of a zoomed out daily chart, 248.76. So let me go back to this chart, that if we break 253.03 today, 248.76 is likely. That is a one-week channel bottom that may well contain selling pressures for the balance of the day if we happen to break 253.03. But if we close today below 253.03, that should then send this market south. That is in itself a failed buy signal over the 2 to 3 week time horizon. And I think in as little as 2 to 3 days, we could retest channel support that on the daily chart is 239.22 and once again on the weekly chart at 237.66. So once again, I will mention that closing today below 253.03 should result in a retest of the 237.66 formation within several days, where we could bottom out into November, and if settled below, would present a significant sell signal into November, then anticipating the 190s. But we're not going to see that today. What we could potentially see would be a settlement back below 253.03. I'm not expecting it. I think buying pressures can continue building now, and we can get a nice follow-through rally to not only 272.04 over the next few days, but over the next few weeks, 292.38. I think that's all that needs to be said, and that is all I'm going to say for Thursday's Tesla. Please click like, share, subscribe, and check out wickedstocks.com. You have a great day.